They tell you to call 911. You know, they're your first responders, they're gonna find you, they're gonna help you. And so we did just that because, you know, we're new to the area, we don't really know what to do, but also we thought she had the symptoms RSV, you know, and that's very scary. So, you know, we call, they say, yes, you know, stay calm, just monitor her, we'll be there, you know, tops 5 minutes.
On November 2nd of this year, Engine 161 was dispatched to a medical aid involving a pediatric patient or a child. We arrived to what we thought to be the correct address. It had the same numerics as our dispatch address. It was on the same street of our dispatch address. However, once we went to the door, made contact with the homeowner, we determined that there was no medical emergency at this address.
5 minutes goes by, 10, 15, like I'm starting to get a little worried. We don't even hear sirens in the distance, so we're like, what's going on?
I confirmed with the homeowner what their address was, and they confirmed that it was the address off of Park Circle. They also confirmed there was no emergency, and so we notified our dispatch center, and they directed us to a possible alternative location further away. So we investigated, went to that address further away. No one at that property. We confirmed that there was no medical emergency at that property, and I eventually got a number from our dispatch center to try and call back. Dispatch was unsuccessful trying to call the caller back. I was able to get through, fortunately.
Finally, you know, I get a phone call from a random number. Thank God I answered.
Yeah.
You know, and it was one of the firefighters, you know, and he just let me know, like, you know what, we knocked on the door for 27661 Park Circle Way, and they said they didn't call for 911. Did you call? And I'm just like, yes, I called. I called 15 minutes ago. My daughter is having RSV symptoms. And they're like, well, you know, the gentleman told us they didn't. I panicked. You know, I'm like, what do you mean you can't find me?
And they confirmed the original address that we went to off of Park Circle. I remained on the phone with her.
You know, he's like, stay on the line. We're gonna find you. Describe where you are. I'm running out of the house at this point. You know, my pajamas. It's late at night. No shoes on. It's cold. I'm panicking. You know, it's in my voice. I'm crying. I'm thinking they're not gonna find her or us in time to help her. What if something, you know, terrible happens?
That lengthened response time due to the wrong address on this call can greatly affect the patient. They can deteriorate pretty quickly, especially pediatrics, in ways such as like if they have anaphylaxis or asthma, you know, their throat swells up and they can't get adequate oxygenation to their brain.
We actually made it on scene to the corrected address, which was about 500 to 600 feet away where we had originally stopped.
Finally, we see them. Relief, you know, came over me, but still I'm like, I mean, at this point, I'm thinking an hour went by. I don't know, it feels like forever. Wave them down, they come in and they help. But I was just traumatized.
We evaluated the child, assessed the child, and she was okay. She ended up staying home and not going by ambulance. However, it took us approximately 40 minutes to find the correct address when we have this major address problem where we have duplicate addresses in very close proximity to each other.
We were very grateful that they called us and stayed on the line. You know, had they not called us, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know how long it would have taken them to come back and try to find us.
The brain dies without oxygen, so the quicker we can get there and get oxygen on board and treat the patient, the better outcome they will have for the long term.
It was a feeling that I hope, you know, no one has. I mean, anyone, it doesn't have to be your baby. You know, it was just, sorry, tough. You know, in the end, I'm very, you know, happy that she was okay. I just hope that, you know, a change happens, because I would hate for anyone to feel how we felt that night, or, you know, someone's life be on the line because the addresses are not, you know, properly set up. So all we can do is, you know, just move on from this.
Well, we're going to do our best.
Right.
And so our plan is to rename and renumber these houses here. It's very interesting because when we first talk about it, everybody's like, what could be the problem? And then when we particularly explain the sequence that the firefighters took to get here, driving down Park Circle Way.
Right.
Once they're on Park Circle Way, they start looking at the addresses. When they see a number, they think they're on Park Circle Way, they see a number, they think they're there, but they're not. They're
Right.
actually on Heritage Lane. One of the things that's important to note is that nobody actually really screwed up. It was really the different organizations that were involved. The group at the county that looks at plans are the ones that knew that the front doors were on the other side of the houses. The group of the county that assigns addresses didn't know that. And so they ended up giving addresses, that shouldn't have been.
Right.
And we didn't catch it until this incident.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I do all the inspections and I deal with lot numbers, and the lot numbers they're in my head, they're in my book, in the truck, and everything, and I never even look at the addresses, and we're not even included in the process to assign the address numbers. My hope, and I think we'll be able to pull this off, is we're gonna name this street after your daughter. So it'll be Aaliyah Street, or Aaliyah Court probably.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of a fitting tribute to,
Right.
To her for being the one that basically let us know about the problem. Part of the reason for interviewing you and doing this video is to capture really, really how important it is. All of the different departments, including the fire department, work on
Come together.
on the addressing, so that we don't have these problems.